Hey guys, True Knight back here. Welcome back to the channel. Sorry, I just got off a really long meeting with my team and I was just talking the whole time about updates and procedures and stuff. Anyway, I wanted to talk about version 2.0 of Centur-ion because it's a deck that I plan to eventually take to locals at some point. I just need to get the confidence and I want to mess around with different builds so that way I can kind of, I guess, feel my way around it and decide what I want to do with it. So, let me just introduce you to the build. It is Centur-ion Bestial Control, but I've added a TcgPlayer engine to it. And when you ask, like, True Knight, why, like, this deck is notorious for playing, like, a bunch of hand traps and, like, damn near, like, 18 of them and just going in it that way. For me, I tend to lose like coin flips a lot and dice rolls and things like that, and I tend to go second a lot. So what I've noticed in playtesting is that I struggle with this deck going second, really hard. And yes, it can play through hand traps and everything, but it's really hard to play through hand traps plus opponents' setup boards. So what I decided to do was take out the Ghost Mourners and one Veiler and one Ogre, and I added in a TcgPlayer engine. Reason being is that even if my opponent establishes a board, I want to force them to either respond to the Bestials and TcgPlayer cards, plus potential board breakers if I'm going second, then respond to these guys. So I don't know if that's the correct play, but it's the play I made, and I decided to go into. Let's just go into it. So, 3 Trudea, it's the heart and soul of the deck. 3 Primera, heart and soul. Love these two. Emeth has never even crossed my mind, so I just want to keep these two. Stand up is probably just as important as, like, you would say, like a Fire King Island is to Fire Kings. Wake Up, Embla Oath. It's your really good one-card starter spell, and then of course Phalanx. For TcgPlayer engine, I'm doing 2 Unicorn, 1 Fenrir, then 1 Wraitsoth, 1 Cathosis, and 1 Birth. So, goal is to always get these two out. Turn 1. Turn 2, goal is to make these eat up hand traps, or eat up negations, things of that nature. Of course, like I was saying, the Bestial Control aspect of it, people consider this Bestial Control if you play 4 of these, so that's why I'm calling it that, but these just synergize really well with the deck because they give you extra bodies. You play a lot of light and darks, and so it's easy to just keep those guys going. For non-engine, I'm doing 3 Ash, 2 Veiler, 2 Ghost. The reason I'm doing that and not 3/3/3 is because I decided to keep talents in the deck, just because you play a lot of hand traps right now with Raziel and Malice and all that shenanigans, and so this can both serve as a see what's going on in your opponent's hand, draw 2 if you absolutely have to. It's never come up for me with this deck, and taking a monster, like taking something like a detonator, taking something like that to try and go for game. Regain, because you're playing the Bestials, it's come up a couple times and I love it. I did take out Prosperity and I'm keeping Terraforming in over those 2. I prioritize having a 4th stand-up over anything else. And then, of course, 3 Imperm. So, extra deck from version 1 has not changed. I'm not going to add any TcgPlayer decks to it. I don't want to mess up that flow. I just want to throw in some TcgPlayer cards and see what happens. And then the side, nothing's changed here. Going first, you want to kind of deadlock your opponent, or decklock or deadlock, sorry. This is a really good way to do that. Barrier for, of course, other synchro piles you play against. At my locals, I've been seeing a lot of course, obviously, there's a lot of Raziel. I've been seeing a lot of Ritual Beasts, so Fusion and things of that nature. Not really any Snake Eye Fire King, which I'll get into in a different video. Pretty excited about that deck. So I just wanted to prioritize D-Barrier. My board wipes, it was either going to be this or evenly matched, but I decided to go with this just because of Labyrinth has been starting to creep up at locals, so I wanted to put that in there. Nibiru, it's Nib. It's great, well-timed card. So, yeah. But let me know what you guys think. Is this a good way to play the deck, or do you think that there's a better build? Is this an optimal build, or should I just go for the Fiendsmith? I do have the Fiendsmith engine on paper. It's kind of like my last option. Like, that's why you don't see me using the Charmies or anything. Like, I own the cards and I know what they do, but I want to try and do budget versions for a lot of players that can't afford those cards. So that's why you'll see Veilers and Ghost Ogres and Drolls and Nibs and things like that, as opposed to just, I know the optimum way to play is 3 Ash, 3 Charmy, 3 Impulse, or Purge, 3 Imperm. Like, I know that. I'm just trying to give people options. So anyway, guys, that'll do it for me. Please be kind, be respectful. Please like, comment, subscribe. Coming up to the end of the year. And we'll see. I'm going to try and see. I'm trying to go to locals on the 16th. So in about 3 or 4 days. So if I can get that comfortable with the deck in enough time, I'll take this. If not, I'm probably 99% sure I'm taking something else I've been cooking up for you. So anyway, guys, peace.
Yes, let's go. Come on. Level head, heavy metal, lead foot up on the pedal.